When I got started online in 1997, 1998, a long time ago, I've told this story before, but what I did and how I got online for the new people in here is my dad ran a yellow page company. Okay. He sold yellow page ads in a telephone directory that he owned way back then. And even back then I was like that. And my dad was like, do you want to work with me? So I did an education in cardiac rehabilitation. I got a job at a hospital in Ottawa, Mo4 Hospital. And I discovered it's just not what I wanted to be more of an entrepreneur. So my father said, well, do you want to come and start selling ads in my telephone directory? And I'm like, sure. So, but I also understood that the yellow pages, even back in 1997, 1998, you could see the trend. It was trending down already. So I was really interested, but I was more interested in taking the customer base that he had and selling them a website. So back then, what I started to do was I was sending people directly to our website. So this is our main corporate web hosting website, gogvo.com. And I was sending massive amounts of traffic to our web hosting site and nobody was buying. Like, and talk about the definition of insanity. I was doing that for 2 years and really not getting any results whatsoever at all. Like, again, talk about stupid on my part, sending probably collectively 100 to 200,000 visitors over 2 years and literally nobody buying our web hosting. And that's because I didn't have a brand. And a brand is really defined by the stronger your brand, the stronger what? Your know, like, and trust, right? Everybody uses Amazon now because you trust the process with Amazon. You can send things back. You know that if you buy something today, chances are it's going to be delivered to you tomorrow, at latest the day after that. So I was sending massive amounts of traffic to my website and nobody was buying my hosting. And then so I finally cracked and I bought a course on internet marketing from Corey Rudel. And that course talked about list building. And all that mattered was list building. So at that point, I decided to create an ebook. And that ebook I created was centered around the top 5 things that you need to know first before choosing your web hosting provider. So back then, even then, we were getting to become a more marketing friendly web hosting company. Email marketing and web hosting still don't interact together. They don't like it. So we were one of the first companies that said, listen, we understand email marketing. We understand permission-based email marketing. And that was one of the things I talked about in my ebook was, if you want to build a list, be careful who you host your website with, because chances are, if you start doing email marketing, your web host company is going to shut down your domain name, because email marketing and them, they all figured it was one thing: spam. And that was something else that I talked in my book. We understand the difference between spamming people and bulk email marketing. And so once I created that ebook and people downloaded the ebook, long story short, as soon as I got my list to about 100 subscribers, then and only then, I made my first sale for like $10 at night. I don't remember if it was we sold a small web hosting package or whatever, but I was like, wow, made money while I was sleeping. And so that was the big change, and still what we focus on today, okay? Asking somebody to buy your product and service. So the analogy I like to use is, if you're at a bar, asking someone for their name and email address is the equivalent of asking somebody to dance at the bar, right? Well, chances are, if you ask somebody to dance, the likelihood of getting that name and email address or getting somebody on the dance floor is pretty good. It's not guaranteed, but it's pretty good. So you compare that. If you ask 4 people at a bar to dance, 1 in 4 is probably going to say, sure, I'd love to dance with you. Some of them might reject you, right? It's the same thing with your email marketing. About 1 in 4 people should opt into your newsletter based on what you're offering on the front end, right? So whatever the product may be, name and email address, and 1 in 4 is a good conversion. If you're getting more than 25%, that's great. You can get as much as 40%, 30 to 40% opt-in rate off a newsletter. So that's the equivalent of asking somebody to dance at the bar. Now, asking somebody to marry you after that dance is pretty slim. Or you can approach somebody in a bar and say, You're going to be my wife. You're going to be my husband. We're getting married right after. We're getting married right now. The chances are a basic 0. And so asking somebody to marry you is the similar or equivalent analogy to taking out their credit card. So the challenge I was doing without any type of brand of know, like, and trust, I was sending tons and tons of people to my web hosting site and asking them to marry me right away. Well, that just doesn't happen. Does that analogy make sense, folks? You can't expect people to pull out their credit card or marry you without asking them to dance first, right? So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. And that's why I wanted to make sure that you guys got the ebook here. So make sure you download that ebook and read it. And so the success of what we did, or what I did really, was all around list. Everybody joins online. Everybody wants to make money their first day. It's almost, if you're truly just getting online for the very first time, the only difference between your success and your failure is list building. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The only difference between your success and your failure is list building. End of story. Okay, and so marketing has changed in that you'd like to get a name, an email address, and a phone number, but just a name and email address is okay too. Okay, and that's still what we focus on today. And so many people say, oh, Joel, it's not fair. It's not fair. Yes, you make good money. Yes, you're well known. The only reason I'm well known is because once I learned that I need to ask people to dance before I ask them to sleep with me or ask them to marry me, right? And it's the same thing with you. You've got to build your list. You got to get that list to know, like, and trust you. And the good news is, the reason I tell that story, once I got my list to 100 people, I made a sale for $10. I was like, wow, that sale came in at 3:00 in the morning. I was off in dreamland. And the exciting part about that for me, guys, was I knew I was on to running a real business. A real business should not be a job, okay? As another example, I had a personal training business when I was very, very young, but I learned very, very quickly that if I wasn't doing personal training, I wasn't making any money at all. So it wasn't a real business. It was a glorified job. So I didn't like that too much because I wanted to create something that had leverage. So when I made that first sale for $9.97 at 3:00 in the morning while I was sleeping, I was absolutely dumbfounded and elated. I was like, I was asleep and somebody bought our product or service. To me, that was true leverage. And understand this part, folks, the only reason they finally bought our web hosting is they gave their name, they gave their email address, they downloaded my ebook on the top 5 things you need to know before choosing your web hosting provider. And then only from the information in that ebook did I generate enough trust from somebody for them to say, I like what he had to say. I want to purchase their web hosting. So it's the same thing with just about any product or service on the market. Why do so many people use Amazon now? If they've built up an ecosystem where people know, like, and trust the Amazon brand. Now, I'm no Amazon, okay? But I've built up enough of a brand to be able to generate millions and millions of dollars in sales every single year. And that's what you need to do too. Now, you might go, oh my God, Joel, that gap, I'm just getting started today. You've built up a list of 1.7 million people. That's not fair. What I'm telling you guys is, as soon as I hit 100 people on my email list, I started to make money. So once that day came across to where I made a sale for $9.97, I'm like, okay, so if my list is 100 people and I made $10, if my list is 1,000 people, I should be able to make $100. Well, it was actually more than that. On average, on a good email list, you can expect to make about $1 per month per subscriber who's engaged, okay? So not all 1.7 million people are engaged. What do I mean by that? Well, those 1.7 million people on my email list, some of them might only open up an email once or twice a month, where the engaged people are opening up 30 to 40 to 50% of my emails over time. So out of that, I might get 50, 100,000 engaged people that open the emails all the time. Does that make sense, guys? So the other thing that people tend to get into is they start doing their list building. They send an email to 100 people and they get 4 opens. And they go, oh, this doesn't work. Well, if you email that list every day, instead of it being 4 opens, you're going to collectively get out of that 100 people, maybe 40 people opening an email if you email on a daily basis. So it's the same thing as a relationship, guys. So you ask the person to dance. They said yes. Well, the next micro commitment is, hey, I really enjoyed the dance. I really enjoyed our conversation tonight. Could we go out to dinner sometime? And it's only through the consistent process of going out to dinner multiple times, seeing each other multiple times, to eventually where the next step is what? Okay, I want to be exclusive with you. Will you be exclusive with me in a relationship? That's the same thing with your email marketing. If somebody opts into your email list now and they only hear from you 1 or 2 times, they're not going to up their game and say, hey, I want to date you more often. Okay. People only come to know, like, and trust you through email marketing by consistent and constant exposure to you. I want to, yes, if that makes sense as well. The only reason you guys feel like you know me, because I hit you on a consistent, constant basis, almost daily, if not multiple times daily. And it's through that you've come to know, like, and trust who I am. How many of you, number one, are building your list? Probably. My stats show maybe 10% of you. And out of the 10% of you, most of you are not hitting your list on a daily basis. Shame on you if you want to be successful. Just being honest. Great, you built up a list? Oh, I didn't email them last week. Well, guess what? You not being consistently exposing yourself to your list is the equivalent of saying this to somebody. Great, we had the dance. You really enjoyed me. Okay, let's go out next Friday night. And you not staying in touch with your email list is the equivalent of you saying, I'm going to pick you up at 7 p.m. on Friday night, and you standing them up. Well, you've that little bit of trust that you generated with that person by having the first dance with them, by conversing with them at the bar. Well, now you stood them up. Now that know, like, and trust is gone again. And now it's even harder to build that know, like, and trust because you let somebody down. Does that make sense? So it's all centered around email marketing. And that's why I want you guys to read this book. Every tool that we've created for you is centered around you building your email list. And then once you start getting opt-ins, getting that list to know, like, and trust you through email marketing, through video marketing, so on and so forth. So a lot of people say, well, Joel, I don't want to do that. If you don't want to do that, then you can, and you want to send everybody to me and have them know, like, and trust me. Great. I have no problem with that. Thank you very much. You can expect to make a couple $1,000s a month by building my brand. Thank you very much. It's the equivalent of, let's use that same analogy as Amazon. Okay, you're using Amazon and you know, like, and trust Amazon, but because of so many people know, like, and trust Amazon, they did what, $1.7 trillion in sales last year, right? Because everybody knows, like, and trust Amazon. Those of you who send your leads in my direction and you don't email market them directly, you're helping me generate my know, like, and trust. And I thank you very much for that. But ultimately, if you want to go from a couple $1,000s a month to 5 or 6 figures a month, they got to know, like, and trust you. Everybody knows who Gary Vee is. Everybody knows who Anthony Morrison is. Everybody knows who Andy Frizella is. Everybody knows all these top marketers. Why? Because they're in your face on a consistent and constant basis. So if you want to make a couple $100s a month, maybe a couple $1,000s a month, you can keep referring people to us. Because here's what I hear from a lot of people. Oh, Joel, I just want passive income. So I don't want to build my list. I don't want to do this. I just want passive income. It's all bullshit, guys. If you want real passive income, then you got to build your own list, and you got to get that list to know, like, and trust you. And it doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 90 years old. People can come and to know, like, and trust you and your character based on constant exposure to them. Okay. So again, if you're here and you want to make an extra $500 to $2,000 a month, just referring people to us, you can do that. But if you want to be the multi-billionaire rich Jeff Bezos, you got to get people to know, like, and trust you. Are you guys willing to do that? Are you willing to be out there on a consistent basis at least 3 times per week, or forget about it? You're not going to be rich. Sorry, you're not. You're not going to make 5 figures a month, 6 figures a month. So being brutally honest, how many people in this room email their list? One, you either have a list, or 2, you email that list 3 to 5 times per week. How many of you? Be honest with me, and it's okay. My guess is most of you don't. 7 times a week. That's awesome. Most of you don't. Christine, 3, that's great. Some of you 0, some of you not yet. You have to ask yourself this. Why not? Why not? You have to. Now, my guess is if you have a list, if Christine and Glenda and our guest who has a list more than 100 people, okay, on their list, and they're emailing them 3 to 5 times per week, okay, you're probably making some money. I can almost guarantee you're making some money. Now, maybe it's not tens of thousands of dollars per month, but just like me, when I got my list to 100 people, I made a sale for $10. That's awesome, Farah. We'll get you there. Not enough. Do use mailer several. I'm not sure what that means, Lowell, but that's okay. So the point being, guys, so as you know, I emailed for Cheney a lot, okay? 1, I really believe in Michael Cheney. Number 2, I really believe in the product. So number 3, I'm just going to go and share and show you the results by sharing my desktop with you, okay? And this isn't to go, oh my God, but so let's talk about what you would see on a headliner. College dropout. I'm a college dropout. I don't have my degree. College dropout makes $14,000 in 5 days. Ooh, that sounds easy. That sounds exciting. College dropout. Well, person might be thinking, I'm a high school dropout. A college dropout made $15,000 online in 5 days. Wow, that's what I want. Sounds easy. What they don't tell you every time you read this bullshit all over the internet is the backstory that they've been doing a list building for 6 months, a year or more. Okay, so let's use the front end. Joel Tarian, college dropout, made $15,000 in 5 days. Really? Yes, really. So we come here to the dashboard. Okay, so here you go. So obviously the past few days, I haven't made any money at all, right? Because the competition was over. But here what I want to show you. So I generated almost 11,000 clicks. And in that time frame, I made $12,428 in commissions. And the total in the last 9 days, because the competition's been over since here was the last day of the competition, as you guys know, the 24th was Monday. Okay. So through email marketing only, I generated those 10,000 clicks, generated $12,000 in revenue, generated $14,000 in the 5 days of the contest. Okay. Okay. So we need to change the headliner. College dropout made $14,301.36 in 5 to 6 days. Do you see how they play with you, but they don't understand the backstory, which is, yes, I'm a college dropout. Yes, I made $14,301 in 5 days, but I did it through what? You guys understanding what I'm saying here? Come back to the chat. How do I set up? Everything is in your members area, okay? Log in to GoGVO, log into Now Lifestyle, log in and watch the videos, okay? My team, Mike and I and our team, all our team spent thousands of hours, Dave Gardner as well, doing the training videos on how to send your email. So do not bullshit me, guys, on saying, I don't know how to send an email. Is that fair? Because what that tells me is when you say, I don't know where to go and send my email, you didn't even log in. Okay? You didn't even log in. You didn't even watch the welcome video. Does that make sense, guys? And guess what? You need to be self-accountable. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and show you one-on-one how to log in and send an email when you can just log in and watch the video and learn how to send an email. Does that make sense, guys? Just being honest with you. I'm your tough love, going to tell you the truth educator. Okay? So, do you guys understand the bullshit that happens online? College dropout made $12,000. High school dropout made $9,000 in his first week. Blah, blah, blah. It's all true. College dropout made $14,000 in 5 days. But what they don't give you is the backstory. And the backstory, the reason they don't give you the backstory is because of, you've heard of the value equation from Alex, right? Everybody wants it quicker, faster, easier. Quicker, faster, easier. Quicker, faster, easier. That's why they don't give you the backstory of it takes time to generate know, like, and trust, and it takes time to build a list. Now, for 2 years, I didn't understand list building. For 2 years, I didn't make money. Then I got my ebook. Within 4 days, guys, 4 lousy days compared to 2 years of nothing, I built my list up to 100 people and I made my first $10. Guess what? Next month, I made $2,000. The month after that, I made $5,000. The month after that, I made $20,000. So it happens really fast when you focus on a couple of things. Number one, list building. Number two, getting that list to know, like, and trust you through consistent exposure. That's it. That's all. No, I'm not going to hear and describe Michael's system for you, Iva, because you can log in at Michael's system and describe it and look it over. I'm here to tell you how I did it and how you need to do it too. So the reason why most internet marketing gurus will not tell you the backstory, because the backstory sounds hard, it sounds long, and it sounds like it's a lot of work, right? Well, every successful marketer online does it through email marketing. How many of you guys, how many emails a day do you get from Facebook every day? Guys, notification of this, notification of this. Someone commented on your post. That's why Facebook gets you to register with a name and email address. Why? So that they can market to you. Why does Amazon get you to register with a name and email address? So why? They can market to you. How many people here get emails from Facebook? And if you're a member of Amazon, emails from Amazon every single day? I do. So why aren't we doing the same thing? Why aren't you doing the same thing? And again, you know, so there's little old me with 1.7 million on my list. Then there's Amazon that probably has 3 billion on their list. Then there's Facebook that probably has 7 billion on their list. Is what I'm trying to tell you guys is get to 100 subscribers and your life changes forever. As long as you get that subscriber base to know, like, and trust you. Okay. Otherwise, if it wasn't about know, like, and trust, you could buy a list of 10,000 people, spam the shit out of them, and you'll never make any sales. You just get blocked all over the place. That's it. That's all. Build your list. Email that list. Now, what's going to happen, again, what I want you to do, guys, because I could just go on and on and on, is read the ebook. Because the ebook, too, will tell you every single day, okay, people also email me, I'm angry with you. I don't like you. Fuck off, Joel. Get me off your cocksucking fucking list. Excuse my language, but that's exactly what they say. And I'm just preparing you for that because I've seen people start to build their list, then they get one, you're number one like this. Fuck off, get me off your list, you asshole, you son of a bitch. And then what happens is a lot of people freeze and go, oh my God. Well, listen, those people opted into your list, and somebody who's that angry, understand, they're not angry at you. Hurt people hurt people. They're angry at themselves. Okay. So I don't want you getting one negative. The higher the levels, the higher the devils. People are going to shoot you down like crazy. Don't let them stop you. And I don't let people stop me because, Joel's a scammer. Scam. Now lifestyle scam. GVO's a scam. They're scammers. Why? Because those people had the wrong mindset. I never, ever, 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 ever tell people that join GVO or Now Lifestyle to become millionaires. No, join GVO or Now Lifestyle to utilize the tools that you need to build an online business. So sorry, if you call me a scammer because you joined a week ago and you didn't make any money today, that's on them. They're mad at themselves, not me. I sell autoresponders, I sell domain registration, I sell web hosting, I sell conference software, I sell video streaming tools. I sell the tools to help people build a business online so they make money. Yet every single day, Google my name, Joel's a scammer. How is I would be scamming people, and understand this too, I would be scamming people if I said I'm going to sell you an autoresponder and I didn't get you that autoresponder. If I sold you VidUber and you didn't have access to VidUber. If I sold you web hosting or domain name and I didn't give you that domain name. Now, can you make really good money utilizing our tools and mastering those tools? Absolutely. But what I sell you, and why we've been in business for so long, guys, is I sell you the tools that every business, both online, offline, network marketers, affiliate marketers, doctors, lawyers, dentists, entrepreneurs, chiropractors need to effectively market online. Exactly, Dwayne. Everything's a huge scam. You scammer, you SOB, when you're not willing to put in the work. And haters are going to hate. So I get so proud of people when I see them start to build their list, and all of a sudden they go into freeze mode because somebody called them an asshole or a scammer or a son of a bitch. Understand this. Hurt people hurt people. When somebody puts you down, if you're providing a good product and service, it's about them, not you. Okay, so that's what's going to happen as well. As you see more and more and more and more success, you're going to get more and more and more people putting you down. But you've just got to filter it out and realize it's not about you. Any questions, guys? It's all about list building and getting that list to know, like, and trust you. So honestly, for me, it was work. It felt like, because and let me just say this one last thing, and I'll let you guys go for the day. It was a lot of work sending all types of traffic to my website for 2 years without list building, and nobody bought. Like, that was like just horrendous work. Then when I got my list to 100 people and I made a sale for $10, it turned from work to huge excitement and curiosity. I made $10 while I was asleep at 3:00 in the morning. How do I change that to $100? And then how do I change that $100 to $1,000? When your list gets, Matthew Neer said it very, very well. At about 1,500 people on your list, you can generate about 100 clicks a day. And if you can generate 100 clicks a day through email marketing, that is a tipping point to where you're probably going to come very, very close to making a full-time income, okay? Because you're going to look at about $1 here, and let me share my screen again, just to make a point. So if we look here, okay, I sent almost 11,000 visitors, which generated me $12,428 in commissions. So that means it generated me about $1 per click, right? A little over $1 per click, about $1.10 per click I made. Does that part make sense to you guys? If I generated 11,000 clicks, let's use an even number, okay? And I made $12,000 in commissions, right? Right? Anyway, then it's about $1.10 per click. That's why at 100 clicks a day, if you can build your list to where you're generating 100 clicks a day, guess what? You're now going to make at least $100 a day. $100 a day is getting very, very close to what? A full. Now, this isn't $100 a day 5 days a week. This is $100 a day 7 days a week. When you're at $700 a week, you're getting really close to what? A full-time income that can surpass and replace your job. So that should be your first goal, guys, is how do I generate 25 clicks a day? How do I generate 30 clicks a day? How do I generate whatever, right? And it's all through email marketing. So once your list gets to about 1,000 people and you can generate 100 clicks a day, let's say 1,500 people, it turns from work to a whole lot of fun. And you can see why. Every time I send email, I make really good money. It's not that I'm special. It's not that I look like Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, right? It's just that I'm consistent. I come here on these webinars to what is the main reason I do these webinars, guys? Give me an answer. Why do I do these webinars? From a 10,000 foot overview. Help you, teach you, but it's deeper than that. To get you to trust me. If I can help you, you trust me. Branding, exactly, James. I'm here on I love helping people. Don't get me wrong, but I'm here to do what? Brand myself so that the more people trust me, the more money I make. That's what. Now, guys, when I first started doing webinars, now there's only 50 people on this webinar. I've done webinars at 2,000 people. I don't really care. People say, oh, I did a webinar and I only had 7 people on my webinar. That's 7 people who are coming to know, like, and trust you. Okay? I hope this is inspirational, guys. It's telling you the truth. Build your list, get to 100 clicks a day, and you'll probably start making $700 a week. Does that make sense? That should be your first goal. Get to 50 clicks a day, make $50 a day. That's $350 a week. Generate 25 clicks a day. That's going to make you $25 a day, right? Get the point? Why was I able to make so much money? Because I can generate 1,500 to 2,000 clicks a day. So the last day I promoted a little heavier. Let me share my screen one last time because it's simple math, guys. It's simple, simple, simple math. If I come here and you see this, so on the last day right here, I generated, look at how predictable this is, guys. It's almost double. 1,700 clicks that day, 97 sales. 3,655 clicks, which is basically almost exactly double what I sent the day before. As a coincidence, look at that. Almost double the sales. Like, it's so predictable. So predictable. It's incredible. So you start generating 100 clicks a day, and your life changes forever. Forever. All right, guys, I think I honed in enough. Please, please, please take the time and read my ebook. Please, please take the time to log into your members area and learn how to send an email. I'm not going to teach you here because you need to be accountable. You can log in, watch a video, and know how to send an email, okay? Have an awesome, wonderful, amazing day. I love you all. I'm very sorry if I tend to be a little harsh. I'm a little harsh because I like to tell it like it is. Build your list and your life will change forever. I guarantee it. Love you guys. Have an awesome day. Let me stop.